Yasu, and welcome to Garage Gyms Australia. Now, why did I greet you in Greek, you might be asking? Well, that's because it's a very funny, very clever setup to a joke that I'm about to finish right now. Today we're looking at the Vulcan Olympus Functional Trainer. Get it? Yeah, you get it. The Vulcan Olympus Functional Trainer is a functional trainer that lives within a rack. Now this is the half rack version. You can get a full rack, you can get an add-on, you can get a single stack, you get all sorts of racks on racks on racks. But they all come with two 80 kilos weight stacks with a 2-to-1 pulley ratio, which means you're pulling 40 kilos, not 80 kilos. If the 80 kilo weight stack is a bit light for your liking, Vulcan do offer 25 kilo add-on weight stack add-ons. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, before we get into talking more about it and the functionality of it, let's talk about putting it together, because it was hell. Not really that bad, but it did take me 3 and a bit hours to put together, because all that came with it was an exploded diagram. And that really isn't that helpful, apart from showing where pieces should go. Not being able to have something that you can read step by step, what goes first, what should you do next, what should you do after that, makes it really difficult. The way I ended up putting it together was I built the half rack, which was probably a smart move, but what wasn't smart is I tightened all the bolts. Now that really added a lot of time because I had to untighten mostly all the bolts to fit all these other little pieces on, like all the pulleys. Now, back to what comes as part of this functional trainer. Obviously you've got the half rack, you've got the weight stack, you've got a pull-up bar with pretty passive knurling, but it's there. And a nice surprise that I didn't realize came with these, or with this cable machine, is that it comes with sandwich J-cups. And they're really, really nice. You've got the rubber in the middle, you've got laser cut out of Vulcan, you've got the plastic protective part on the inside to protect your rack and the uprights. They also come with handles that are way nicer than what's shown on their website. These little metal triangles, they look like musical triangles. And when I was buying this, I had a look and I was like, I need to buy different handles along with it. To my surprise, it actually arrived with these handles, which are like a fabric and hard plastic with, knurling within it, which are actually really nice to use. And I use them for basically all my exercises, except for things like tricep pushdowns or lat pull downs. So why did I choose a functional trainer within a half rack setup? Because there are so many different types of cable machines out there, so many different types of functional trainers. Basically what it came down to is that I really like the amount of space this takes up. I've got a single car garage, so I can't really afford to have a full rack as well as a functional trainer, just taking up space. So this is an all-in-one kind of piece that suits me. Yes, you're not gonna have huge, massive weight stacks for lat pull downs, but for me, I don't really care about that. If I really wanted to do lat pull downs and I found that 40 kilos wasn't enough, which so far it's a pretty decent amount, slowing reps, doing more reps, changing tempos. There are so many ways to get more out of limited weight. So that's a big reason. And then I also purchased spotter arms as well to put on the front of the rack, so that I can still do squats, I can still do bench press, I can still do hip thrusts, and I can still do it safely. What I like about Vulcan's functional trainer is one, the use of aluminium pulleys throughout the rack. It creates a much smoother experience while also being a lot more hard wearing than your general cheaper plastic pulleys. If I had to nitpick one thing about the trolley design, and this is really, really minor for me personally, But once it's locked into a height, there is a slight jiggle, less than half a centimeter worth of jiggle, but it does make a bit of a clinking, a little rattling noise once you're pulling. But really, apart from that, super smooth, locks in really easily. I'm a big fan. I've been using the functional trainer for a few months now and I really can't fault it. I am interested in seeing how the cables and the trolley system kind of age and wear over time. But right now, it does exactly what it says it does on the box. So I really can't fault it. If you're someone with a small amount of room, but want a cable machine or a functional trainer, then this is a great option. If you're someone who already has a 6-post rack and would like just to buy the weight stack and the pulleys separately, that's something you can do as well. That's why I like a rack style cable machine, because it is so versatile. You can move things around, you can add things to it, you can take things off, and it's going to be as functional as you want it to be. So in saying that, if you enjoyed the video, think about liking and subscribing for maybe another video in a year's time, because that's how long it's been since I've made a video. Well, goodbye!